Okay, one more question here. There needs to be a culture change in youth sports, starting with the parents. We agree on that. The win-at-all-cost mentality combined with the never-ending pressure on today's youth to constantly perform is leading to injury. It's not leading to the greater love of the game. I don't necessarily think that most people have an win-at-all-cost mentality. I also don't see a problem with teaching your kids to play to win. You know, I don't know when that went out the window. It's not about winning and losing. It's about just participating. I don't know where that came from. That's not any planet I've lived on. When you play, you want to teach your kids to win, and you want to teach them to learn how to lose. Those are two important factors that we're waiting way too long to teach these things to these kids. You got 10-year-old, 11-year-old kids that come into a camp and strike out and are hysterical crying about striking out in a baseball camp, you know, and it's because they're not understanding that you're going to lose sometimes, and it's okay. But you know, I do agree that there's some people out there that, you know, that get a little bit crazy with this stuff. But I think for the most part, you know, people are trying to teach their kids the right lessons. Hey, let's go out there and win today. You know, there's nothing wrong with having a mentality. Like if you're going to tell your kid he's got to go to practice every day, and he's got to do this, he's got to do this, what are we going out there for? You don't think kids are keeping the score? You know, I got my own kids. They know the score. They're keeping score. And there's nothing wrong with keeping score. You know, well, it might upset the other kids if they lose. It's part of life. It's part of reality. So I think sports is a great opportunity to teach kids these lessons. But we stopped doing that over the years, you know, and I don't agree with it at all. I think that they need to learn how to win and show class when they win. And I think they need to learn how to lose. You know, I play my kids in video games when they were younger, and they don't play video games a whole lot. But I used to just, you know, let them catch up and playing baseball and beat them. I'd beat them all the time. Just I'd talk trash and have fun with it. You know, it's not about if you lose, you're a loser. You're not a loser if you lose. You lost a game. It's a game, you know. But there's lessons to be learned in that. And again, some people do take it, you know, to the end. But you know, those people, they stand out like a sore thumb. I mean, those people that get crazy, it's pretty obvious. But I think for the most part, it's okay to teach our kids to want to win. It's okay to teach our kids that, you know, we're walking in this tournament. We're looking to win this tournament. It's okay to get kids fired up. It's okay to get kids passionate about wanting to play and want to do the best for their team and help their team win. That is all good stuff. So, you know, my advice to people is keep doing it. Let your kids know that there's a winner and there's a loser, and it's always going to be that way. And again, just because you lose doesn't mean you're a loser. Okay.
Well, a couple things with that is there's a great comedian, and I wish I could remember his name. I just saw a skit that he did,
George Carlin,
and he talks about how his brother showed up at his daughter's softball game, and his brother says to him, you know, so what's the score? And a mother steps up and says, it's having fun to having fun. And so he turned to his brother and said, well, so far we've had fun 5 times. They've only had fun 2 times. Okay, and it was a great line, but it really speaks to, and it was funny because Steve and I have come from different places, but we mesh in a lot of different ways in terms of our philosophies. As I always coach kids that baseball is a game of mistakes, and you were just saying the other day, baseball is a game of failure. So it's the same kind of concept. If a guy gets a hit, the pitcher made a mistake, right? Or somebody in the field made a mistake because they didn't field the ball. So there's a mistake happening every single pitch. So you have to be, it's how you deal with those mistakes and how you minimize those mistakes is really how you get good at this game. But there's going to be mistakes. If you get up 10 times and you don't get hit 7 of them, you're in the Hall of Fame. Okay, so that's where learning how to deal with these mistakes, and it ties in with another question we have here is, how do I teach players to be more aggressive at the plate and less scared? Well, what are they scared of? As Steve said earlier, are they scared of failing you? Are they scared of being mocked by their friends because they're not going to get a hit?
Getting drilled with a pitch?
Yeah, so some of those things are we have to figure out what are they scared of. And in a lot of times you can acquiesce those fears by addressing those head on and tying it full circle to where I think winning and the winning approach, and I've seen it with my own son's teams, where it can get lost is where you're winning at the expense of players, okay? Whether you're winning at the expense where I have an article that we'll have posted about an experience that I had with a team my son played who they had the 2 pitchers that day who pitched in the championship game. we had seen them pitch in another. They were in 2 leagues. This team, they pitched in the day before. The pitcher who came in and was their starter threw, I think it was 90-something pitches. Less than 24 hours ago in their championship game, the day before, he threw 50-something pitches. The pitcher who came in to relieve him threw, I think, 40 to 50 pitches. He had thrown 100 pitches a day before. Okay, so they were going at all costs, regardless of what was going to happen to these kids' arms at 11 years old, just so they can win a plastic medal. That's where it gets wrong. Where it gets wrong is you're not looking at the betterment of the development of your players or team, because we're only going to play the quote unquote good players. And we're going to keep parking, these other kids down at the bottom of the lineup, and maybe you give them one at bat. So now you're going to take a kid who gets one at bat a game. You're going to put him up in a pressure situation where he has 0 experience. Now he's more nervous because he knows he's quote unquote not one of the good kids. And how do you expect them to do well? Right? They don't have the experience in these situations. They know that you don't think they do, and they don't have the confidence in them. And so they're just set up to fail. And so, not saying that everybody gets a turn or everybody's treated equally, but at the same time, you have to look at the betterment of the overall development of your players as baseball players, and not looking at it to say we're going to do whatever we have to do, and regardless of what it does to these young kids, just so we can get a plastic medal.
And again, there are absolutely people out there like that, and there's not a lot of them, but one is too many, So we definitely want to make sure that if our kid is on a team like that, let him keep the money. Don't even ask the refund. Just walk away and don't ever go back.